My beloved child, I command the winds to be still, and the noise of the world to fade into a whisper, for this moment belongs only to us. You did not stumble upon this message by a stroke of luck, nor is it a mere coincidence of an algorithm. I have been watching you navigate the labyrinth of your own thoughts, feeling the weight of 1,000 unspoken burdens pressing against your chest. I have seen the way you look at your screen, searching for a sign, a glimmer of hope, or a reason to keep moving forward when your strength feels depleted. You think you are just another face in the crowd. But to me, you are the focal point of my entire creation at this very second. I have paused the rotation of the stars and silenced the choirs of heaven just to whisper these words into the secret chambers of your soul. You are not here because you chose to be. You are here because I called your name across the vastness of the digital void to bring you home to my peace. Before I reveal the magnificent blessing that is currently making its way to your doorstep, I want you to acknowledge this divine appointment and seal it with a simple act of faith. Do not let this moment slip through your fingers like sand. Declare your presence before me right now, so that the heavens may record your readiness. Type, "I am here, Lord," in the comments, short, sincere, and holy, so your spirit agrees with what I am speaking over you. And if you desire to remain in this sanctuary, where my voice continues to strengthen you, subscribe to this channel as a quiet covenant, not a habit of scrolling, but a choice of returning. This is not merely interacting with a video. It is planting your feet on holy ground and saying, "I will not run from my calling." I have seen the silent battles you fought in the dead of night when the world was asleep, and you felt utterly abandoned. I was there when you stared at the ceiling, wondering if anyone truly understood the depth of your exhaustion or the complexity of the pain you carry. You have felt like a stranger in your own life, misunderstood by those closest to you, and overlooked by a world that values noise over substance. But I tell you now, my precious one, that your invisibility was actually my protection. I have kept you hidden in the shadow of my wings, refining your spirit and strengthening your character for a purpose so grand it would overwhelm you if I showed it to you all at once. The random sequence of events that led you to click on this video was my hand reaching out to pull you from the chaotic currents of despair. I have orchestrated every detail, every second, and every heartbeat to ensure that you would hear my voice at the exact moment you were ready to surrender your worries to me. You are being built, not broken. Every tear you shed has been collected in my bottle, and every prayer you thought went unanswered was actually a seed being planted in the fertile soil of my perfect timing. The world may see a person who is struggling, but I see a warrior who is being trained for a level of authority they have yet to imagine. Do not mistake my preparation for punishment. The pressure you feel is not there to crush you. It is there to turn the coal of your experiences into the diamond of your destiny. You are standing at the threshold of a new season where the old things are passing away and a supernatural alignment is taking place. Listen closely to the rhythm of my grace. I am moving behind the scenes to rectify the injustices you have suffered and to open doors that no man can shut. You are my masterpiece, and today I am beginning the process of restoring everything the locusts have eaten. Rest in the certainty that I am God, and I have never once failed the one who puts their trust in me. My beloved, I know the weight of the silence you have been carrying. I have watched you walk through the desert of your soul, calling out my name into what felt like a vast, empty void. You have looked at the lives of others and wondered why their prayers are answered with thunder, while yours seem to dissipate like mist in the morning sun. There were nights when you felt so disconnected from my presence that you began to doubt if I was ever there at all. You felt as though I had turned my back on you, leaving you to fight a battle that was far too large for your weary hands. But I am here to tell you that my silence is never my absence. My silence is my sanctuary. It is the sacred space where I am doing the deepest work within you, far beneath the surface, where your human eyes can see. Just as a seed must endure the cold, dark silence of the earth before it can break through. As a mighty oak, your soul is currently in its season of gestation. Do not mistake the quiet for abandonment. It is the hushed preparation before the breakthrough. I saw you when you sat in your car, gripped by an anxiety so sharp it took your breath away, and you whispered a plea for help that no one else heard. I was there when the tears fell onto your pillow in the middle of the night, and you tried to muffle your sobs so the world wouldn't see your breaking point. I was there when you received the news that felt like a dagger to your dreams, and you stood still, paralyzed by the fear of what comes next. Every time you felt alone, I was the unseen breath in your lungs and the invisible hand steadying your trembling heart. I have counted every sigh and recorded every moment of your endurance. You felt like you were falling apart, but in truth, you were falling into my arms. I allowed the noise of the world to fade so that you would eventually learn to discern my still small voice amidst the chaos. I am the God who works in the secret places, and right now, my silence is the canvas upon which I am painting a masterpiece of restoration for your life. If you can feel my peace beginning to wrap around you like a warm blanket, do not let this moment of connection pass by without honoring it. Your spirit recognizes my truth, even when your mind is full of questions. Take a moment now to respond. With a simple act of agreement, press the like button as your quiet yes to me. Let it be a small, sincere altar you build in the middle of your ordinary day, a gentle signal that you are choosing faith over fear, presence over panic, and my voice over the echoes of loneliness. Do not be discouraged by the waiting room of life. In the natural world, when a builder is working on a magnificent structure, they often put up walls and scaffolding that hide the beauty of the work inside. From the outside, it looks like a mess, dust, noise, and confusion. But inside, every beam is being placed with precision, and every foundation is being reinforced to carry the weight of what is to come. You are that magnificent structure. I am the divine architect, and I am currently reinforcing your character so that you can handle the magnitude of the blessing I am about to release. If I gave it to you now, while you were still fragile and unsure the weight of the favor would crush you, I am making you strong. I am making you resilient. I am making you fireproof. Trust my timing, for I am never a second early, and I am never a second late. What you perceive as a delay is actually my divine protection shielding you until you are fully prepared to step into the fullness of your destiny. My child, the world around you is a thief of peace, always demanding more of your time, more of your energy, and more of your anxiety. You have been taught that to be productive is to be worthy, and to be fast is to be successful. But I, your Creator, tell you that the greatest miracles are birthed in the stillness. You cannot hear my heartbeat if you are constantly running from your own. The paradox of my kingdom is that to go further, you must first learn to stop. I am calling you to step out of the frantic rhythm of the world and into the divine tempo of my grace. When you slow down, you are not losing time. You are gaining eternity. You are allowing the dust of your life to settle so that the waters of your soul can become clear enough to reflect my image. I have seen you rushing from task to task, hoping that the next achievement will finally bring the rest you crave, but rest is not a destination. Rest is my name. Stop fighting the current and let my love carry you to the shores of my purpose. Right now, I want to teach you how to recognize my touch. It is not always a grand manifestation. Often it is a subtle shift in the atmosphere of your heart. Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable warmth in your chest while you were weeping? Or a gentle tingling sensation, like a soft electric current passing through your hands when you were at your lowest point? That is not your imagination. That is my spirit, tangible and real, pressing against the boundaries of your physical world. When I speak, my voice carries a frequency of profound peace that bypasses your logical mind and speaks directly to your spirit. It is the sensation of a heavy weight being lifted off your shoulders, replaced by a lightness that makes you feel as though you could finally breathe again. This is my signature, the peace that surpasses all human understanding, shielding your heart and your mind from the storms that rage outside. This stillness is not emptiness. It is the fullness of my presence waiting for your attention. Let us practice this holy stillness together right now. Wherever you are, I want you to close your eyes and let the tension drain from your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. For the next few seconds, let the world disappear. Take a deep, slow breath in, and as you do, imagine you are inhaling my very life force, my peace and my strength. Hold it for a moment, feeling my presence filling every cell of your body. Now exhale slowly, releasing every bit of worry, every shadow of doubt, and every ounce of resentment you have been holding on to. Do this again. Inhale my love. Exhale your fear. Can you feel the shift in this quietness? I am mending the frayed edges of your nervous system. I am quieting the alarms that have been ringing in your mind for years. In this stillness, you are becoming a vessel that can finally hold the wine of my new revelation. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world. You were meant to be carried by me. This moment of peace is a gift, and it is a sign that you are truly one of my chosen. If you can feel my spirit moving in this stillness, do not keep this miracle to yourself. I urge you to press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing this, you are telling the world that you prioritize my voice above the noise, and you are helping me reach other weary souls who are desperate for this same quietude. Share this feeling of tranquility with others as an act of spiritual service. Then I want you to seal this experience by typing, "I am still and I know you are God," in the comments below. This affirmation is your declaration of surrender. It signals to the spiritual realm that you have stopped fighting in your own strength and have begun to lean on mine. Continue to listen, my beloved, for as we go deeper into this conversation, I will show you how to distinguish my truth from the lies that have kept you captive for far too long. My beloved, your mind is a sacred garden. Yet I have seen how frequently you allow the seeds of the enemy to be scattered across its fertile soil. You live in a world of constant noise, a cacophony of opinions, expectations, and fears that drown out the gentle frequency of my love. I want you to understand that not every thought that enters your head is your own, and certainly not every voice you hear is mine. There is an adversary who speaks the language of shadows, who whispers in the dark corners of your insecurity. He is the master of never and always telling you that you will never be enough, that you will always be alone, or that your past has forever disqualified you from my grace. His voice is a heavy chain of condemnation that pulls your gaze downward to the dust. But my voice is the sunrise that calls you to look up. My voice does not come to crush your spirit. It comes to set you free. You must learn to discern the frequency of the one who created you. The voice of the enemy is urgent, chaotic, and fueled by a spirit of panic. It demands immediate reaction and thrives on your anxiety. It uses your mistakes as weapons to strike at your worth, making you feel small, stained, and forgotten. But my voice, my child, is a steady river of peace. Even when I must correct you, I do so with a kindness that leads to healing, not a shame that leads to hiding. My voice builds up what has been torn down. It speaks of your potential, not your failures. It reminds you that you are my masterpiece, even when you feel like a broken vessel. When a thought brings you confusion, terror, or a desire to give up, know with absolute certainty, that is not me. I am the God of order, the Father of lights, and I speak only words that carry the weight of life and the scent of eternity. I have seen you sitting in the quiet, paralyzed by a voice that tells you the doors are closed forever and that your best days are behind you. I saw you believe the lie that your financial struggle is a sign of my displeasure, or that your loneliness is a permanent sentence. These are the whispers of the one who seeks to steal your joy and destroy your hope. I am here to break those frequencies. I am here to recalibrate your spiritual hearing. If a voice tells you that you are unloved, look at the cross. If a voice tells you that you are weak, look at my strength that is made perfect in you. My truth is a shield that extinguishes every fiery dart of the wicked. I do not speak to remind you of who you were. I speak to call forth who I created you to be. My words are seeds of fire that burn away the chaff of the enemy's deception. Before we go deeper into the secrets of your divine position, I want to see if you are ready to reject the lies of the shadow and stand under the covering of my truth. If you are ready to silence the voice of the enemy and tune your heart only to my frequency, do not stay silent. Mark this moment with faith. Type "I choose your truth" in the comments and let it be short but weighty, like a blade drawn from its sheath. This is not a performance. It is a holy decision. It is a declaration that you will no longer partner with condemnation, fear, and the old scripts that were never written by me. Let the heavens hear your agreement, and let your own soul hear you choose the light. My child, always remember this fundamental truth: that the enemy speaks to your pride or your shame, but I speak to your identity. He wants you to believe you are what you do, but I want you to know you are whose you are. You are mine. When you hear a voice that says, "It's too late for you," that is a lie from the pit. When you hear a voice that says, "I have a plan to prosper you and not to harm you," that is my heartbeat. I saw you listening to the accusations that you are a failure because of your current circumstances. Stop listening to the thief who comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. The battle for your destiny is fought in the theater of your mind. Today, I am giving you the sword of my word to cut through every web of deceit. Rest in the knowledge that my voice will always lead you toward restoration, toward hope, and toward the abundance I have already prepared for you. My precious one, you must understand that you are not merely a face in a crowd or a servant working for a distant master. You occupy a position of intimacy that I have reserved specifically for you since before the foundation of the world. I have called you chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your heart's capacity to yearn for me. You are like the sheep that knows the shepherd's gate, the shepherd's scent, and the unique resonance of the shepherd's call. My sheep hear my voice. I know them by name, and they follow me. This is not a skill you must labor to acquire. It is a spiritual instinct embedded in your very DNA. You were created to be in constant conversation with the divine. When you feel that sudden tug in your spirit, or that knowing that defies logic, that is your royal position being activated. You are a citizen of heaven walking on earth, and you carry the frequency of the kingdom within you. To help you navigate the noise of this world, I have provided 3 mirrors, 3 divine pillars that will always reflect my truth back to you. The first is my living word. I am the potter, and you are the clay. My words are the hands that shape you. When I speak to your heart, it will always harmonize with the eternal truths I have already spoken. The second mirror is my spirit dwelling within you. This is the internal witness, the holy intuition that gives you peace when you are on the right path and a gentle unrest when you are nearing a cliff. The third mirror is circumstance, the divine alignment of the world around you. I am the opener of doors that no man can shut, and the closer of paths that would lead to your destruction. When these three mirrors align, when my word, my spirit, and your circumstances speak the same truth, you can move forward with the absolute certainty that I am leading the way. As you begin to realize the power of your position, I invite you to join this growing family of the chosen. Take a moment right now to press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is more than a simple click. It is a spiritual act of agreement. By doing this, you are helping this frequency of light reach the lost sheep who are still wandering in the darkness of confusion. You are becoming a vessel through which my message can flow to the brokenhearted. When you like and subscribe, you are signaling to the heavens that you stand with the truth, and you are ensuring that you remain connected to the stream of divine revelation. Do not let the enemy isolate you. Find strength in this community of believers who are all learning to tune their ears to the same shepherd. I have seen your frustration when you feel like you are standing at a crossroads, unsure of which way to turn. You have looked for signs in the stars and in the opinions of men. But I tell you, the answer is already within your reach. If the path before you brings a deep, settled peace in your soul, even if it seems difficult, that is my spirit. If the opportunity aligns with the principles of love, integrity, and purpose, that is my word. And if the way opens naturally, without you having to force or manipulate, that is my providence. I do not want you to live in a state of guesswork. I want you to live in a state of revelation. You are the sheep of my pasture, and I will never lead you into a desert without providing the manna you need. Trust the mirrors I have given you. Trust the position I have placed you in. You are being guided by the King of Kings, and your steps are being ordered with celestial precision. Now, my child, take a deep breath and settle into the assurance of your identity. You no longer have to fear being deceived or led astray. As you lean into me, your spiritual hearing will become so sharp that you will recognize my whisper even in the middle of a storm. Type "I hear your voice, Lord," in the comments below to affirm your connection to the Great Shepherd. This is your confession of faith, a spiritual marker that you are moving out of confusion and into clarity. By declaring this, you are quieting the static of the world and tuning your soul to the frequency of my grace. Stay with me, for I am about to show you how this divine connection is not just in your mind, but is actively transforming your very body and health. My precious child, come closer and let the heavy weight of your shame fall to the floor. I have watched you spend years trying to earn my affection, working tirelessly to be good enough to deserve my blessings. You have kept a scorecard in your mind, marking every failure with a dark ink and every success with a trembling hope that maybe, just maybe, I would finally look at you with favor. Some days you wake up already tired, not because your body is weak, but because your soul has been running a marathon, trying to prove, trying to fix, trying to repay, trying to become worthy of what I already decided to give you. But I am here to tell you that my love is not a paycheck for your good behavior. It is not a prize you win at the end of a long race of perfection. Grace is a gift that was signed in my blood and delivered to your doorstep before you even knew how to breathe. You cannot work for something that has already been given. You cannot buy something that is already yours. Stop trying to impress me with your efforts and start letting me embrace you with my mercy, because mercy is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your freedom. I have seen the shadows that haunt your conscience when the house is quiet and the lights are low. I saw you when you made that choice you wish you could erase from history. I was there when you fell back into that old habit you promised you would never touch again. I saw you check your phone one more time, even though your spirit was begging for rest. I saw you replay the argument in your head, wishing you had said it differently. I saw you smiling in public, while privately you were punishing yourself with thoughts like, if I were really faithful, I wouldn't be struggling like this. And I saw the look of utter disappointment in your own eyes as you whispered, God must be so tired of me. But hear my voice now vibrating with the authority of the heavens. I do not see you through the lens of your mistakes. I see you through the lens of my son's sacrifice. To me, you are not your past, you are not your trauma, and you are certainly not the labels that the world has tried to pin on your soul. I saw you in your lowest moment, and even then, my heart was not filled with anger, but with a fierce protective compassion. I am not a judge waiting for you to trip. I am a father waiting to catch you again and again until your heart finally learns the truth you are loved before you improve. And I need you to understand something practical about guilt. My child, guilt does not make you holy. It makes you hidden. It makes you postpone prayer until you feel clean. Delay worship until you feel worthy, and avoid intimacy with me until you fix yourself. It makes you over-apologize to people, over-explain yourself, overwork, to earn approval and quietly accept mistreatment because deep down you believe you deserve less. It can even show up in your body, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, insomnia, a stomach that never truly settles, because when the soul lives under accusation, the body starts living on alert. But that is not the life I purchased for you. I did not rescue you so you could live as a prisoner with an open door. I broke the chains so you could walk out, not dragging them behind you, as proof of humility. True humility is not self-hatred. True humility is agreeing with what I have done. There is a profound truth I want to etch into your heart today. There is absolutely nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you have ever done that could make me love you less. My love for you is a constant, an unmovable mountain in a world of shifting sands. You think your sins are big, but they are like a single drop of ink in the vast, roaring ocean of my mercy. When you come to me, that ink is dissolved instantly, leaving the water as clear as crystal. And because this is the chapter where the chain breaks, I want you to mark it with a short confession that carries weight in the spirit. Type, I am forgiven and free in the comments below, brief but powerful, so your mouth agrees with my decree over your life. Let it be your line in the sand, your spiritual receipt, your quiet shout of victory, not because you never failed, but because I never stopped loving you. My child, stop living as if you are under a cloud of my displeasure. The sun of my grace is shining directly upon you, warming the cold places of your heart and illuminating the path ahead. I am not holding your history against you. I have cast your sins as far as the east is from the west. Why do you keep traveling back to the graveyard of your past to dig up what I have already buried? Each time you punish yourself again, you are trying to pay a debt that has already been paid, and that is not repentance, that is bondage wearing the mask of responsibility. Today, I am giving you a new name and a new beginning. I am restoring the years that the locusts of guilt have eaten away. Walk with your head held high, not because of what you have done, but because of who I am in you. You are accepted. You are chosen. You are profoundly loved. Your future is not determined by your yesterday, but by my today. Rest in this grace, for it is the only foundation that will never crumble beneath your feet. My chosen one, I am calling you to a higher level of awareness and stewardship over the miracles I am pouring into your life. I have seen how often you receive a moment of clarity or a touch of my peace, only to let it wither away under the heat of daily stress or the cold wind of doubt. You walk out of a sacred moment, and the next phone call, the next bill, the next message, the next responsibility tries to overwrite what I just spoke into you. This is why I am teaching you something practical and powerful. Your words and your records are the anchors of your faith. I want you to begin keeping a covenant book, a sacred record of our conversations and the promises I whisper to your heart. Not because I forget, but because you are human and life is loud. When the prophet Habakkuk was overwhelmed by the chaos around him, I gave him a timeless instruction. Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, so that he who reads it may run. I am giving you that same command today. Stop letting my revelations be stolen by the thief of forgetfulness. When you write down what I tell you, you are not just taking notes. You are building a monument of faith that will serve as your shield when the shadows try to return. Let me make this real for your everyday life. My child, there will be mornings when you wake up and your emotions feel like a storm. Nothing happened yet. Anxiety is already knocking. There will be days when your bank app makes your stomach drop when you look at the calendar and feel behind before you even begin. When a single cold message from someone you love feels like proof that you are not valued. In those moments, your mind will try to rewrite your story with fear. God is silent. God is far. Nothing is changing. That is when your covenant book becomes a weapon. You open it and you confront the lie with memory. You read what I already told you in the light, so you do not forget it in the dark. You remind your soul he has carried me before. He has spoken to me before. He has provided before. He has comforted before. This is not journaling for aesthetics. This is spiritual warfare with ink. I see the areas where you are most anxious, your financial security and the restoration of your broken relationships. I want you to know that I am already moving in the unseen realms to align these pieces for your benefit. In your covenant book, I want you to leave space for the testimonies that are currently being prepared in the storehouses of heaven. I have seen your bank account and I have seen your bills, but more importantly, I have seen your heart's desire to be a blessing to others. Because you have been faithful with the little, I am preparing you for much. I am opening a fountain of provision that is not tied to the economy of this world, but to the riches of my glory. Similarly, in your home, I am breathing life back into the dry bones of your connections. I am the God of reconciliation, and I am softening hearts that you thought were turned to stone. Do not look at the current evidence. Look at my promise. And do not underestimate how holy this habit is. A covenant book turns fleeting moments into enduring pillars. It teaches you to recognize patterns of my faithfulness, the way I nudge you, the way I warn you, the way I comfort you, the way I open doors without you forcing them. Over time, you will look back and realize I was guiding you more than you knew. You will see that what felt like a delay was protection, what felt like closed doors was mercy, and what felt like silence was actually me training your ears to hear deeper. As you prepare to start this new habit of spiritual journaling, I want you to make a bold declaration of faith right now. This is how you seal the covenant in the atmosphere of your life. Type "I receive my promise" in the comments below, simple but full of agreement, so your spirit aligns with what I am building in you. Remember, my child, that delay is not denial. It is the time required for your character to grow strong enough to carry the weight of the coming glory. Keep your eyes on me, keep your pen ready, and keep your heart open. The things I am about to do will require a book to contain them, and I want you to be the one to write it. Your story of restoration is just beginning, and the pen is in my hand, guided by your faith. My precious one, do you feel the subtle vibration in the air around you as I speak? This is not just a mental exercise or a poetic story. This is a living moment, a holy intersection where your spirit and your body are finally allowed to breathe in the same room. I am the architect of your anatomy, the one who knit you together in your mother's womb with divine precision. I know every strand of your DNA, every neural pathway in your brain, and every beat of your heart, not as facts in a book, but as a song I composed with my own hands. For too long, you have carried the stress of the world in your physical frame. I have seen how the cortisol of anxiety has tightened your muscles, how the weight of grief has made your bones ache, and how the lack of peace has disrupted your sleep. I have watched you wake up already exhausted, not because the day was heavy yet, but because your nervous system has been living like a guard on duty, always scanning for danger, always bracing for bad news, always preparing to survive. And I have watched you normalize what was never meant to be normal. The tight chest, the shallow breathing, the jaw clenched without noticing the headaches that arrive like clockwork, the stomach that cannot settle, the heart that races when nothing is chasing you. You have tried to push through, to be strong, to be productive, to smile while your body silently begs for safety. But listen to me now. My words are medicine. When you tune your spirit to my frequency, it sends a signal to every cell in your body to return to its original divine design. Not a design of strain, but a design of rhythm. Not a design of panic, but a design of peace. Not a design of constant endurance, but a design of restoration. I am releasing a surge of healing light right now that is traveling from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, smoothing out the jagged edges of your tension and restoring the rhythm of your vitality. This is not imagination, this is alignment. This is your inner world learning to come back into order under my covering. As you sit in my presence, a supernatural recalibration is occurring within your blood and your marrow. Science calls it frequency, but I call it my breath. I am quieting the storms in your nervous system. I am commanding what has been inflamed by fear to begin to cool, and what has been tightened by stress to begin to loosen. Do you feel the warmth spreading through your chest? That is my hand touching your heart spiritually. Yes, but also intimately stabilizing what has been shaken and clearing away what fear has tried to clog with constant alarms. Your body is the temple of my spirit, and I am a God who takes care of his home. I am bringing freshness to your bones, renewal to your strength, and a steadiness to your breathing that you have forgotten was possible. This is the fulfillment of my promise that trusting in me will be health to your body and nourishment to your bones. You are being renewed from the inside out, your strength being restored like the eagle's. The exhaustion that has haunted you for years is being washed away by the tide of my grace. And I want to make this practical for you, my child, so you can recognize what is happening without confusion. Healing does not always arrive like a lightning strike. Sometimes it arrives like a gentle return. It is the first night you sleep a little deeper. It is the moment your shoulders drop for the first time in months. It is the quiet pause before you react, where peace stands between you and old patterns. It is the day you realize your body is not only surviving the week, it is recovering. It is when your thoughts slow down enough that your heartbeat no longer feels like a warning siren. I am not only touching what hurts, I am teaching your whole system what safety feels like again. I have seen you struggle with chronic pain and the fatigue that makes every day feel like an uphill battle. I know the diagnosis that has kept you awake at night and the symptoms that have tried to define your future. I have seen you scrolling late at night, searching for answers, comparing your body to who you used to be, wondering if you will ever feel normal again. But I tell you today, the report of the world is not the final word. I hold the final pen. I am the great physician, and I am working in the unseen spaces between your atoms to bring order out of chaos. Turn your pressure into power. Instead of letting the weight of your condition weaken you, use this moment to lean entirely on my strength. You are not just surviving, you are being fireproofed. The heat of this trial is not destroying you. It is purifying you, removing the toxins of bitterness and the pathogens of doubt, breaking the inner agreements that said, "This is forever, this is hopeless, this is who I am now." Now, my child, I want you to activate this healing by speaking it into the world, not as a performance, but as alignment. Your words are seeds that take root in the spiritual realm before they bloom in the physical. When you speak what is true in my presence, you are not denying what you feel. You are refusing to be ruled by it. Let your confession be simple and steady in your spirit. I am being made whole. I am being made new. My scars are no longer signs of pain, but credentials of my power. Stay with me, for the revelations I have for your spirit are only getting deeper, and the freedom I am bringing to your life is absolute deep enough to reach your mind, your body, and the hidden places where fear has tried to live. My precious child, I have heard the way you talk to yourself when you think no one is listening. I have heard the private vocabulary you use in the quiet, the accusations, the harsh names, the verdicts you pronounce over your own life, like a judge who never rests. I have seen you look in the mirror and point out the flaws I never saw, for when I look at you, I see what I placed in you before pain ever touched you. Every time you call yourself a failure, every time you whisper that you are ugly, stupid, or unwanted, you are speaking against my creation. You are calling my handiwork a mistake. And I want you to stop these words immediately, because they do not merely express how you feel, they shape what you believe, and what you believe becomes the lens through which you interpret everything. Some of you have been doing this for so long, it feels normal. You miss one task and you say, "I ruin everything." You make one mistake and you say, "I never change." Someone leaves and you say, "I'm not worth staying for." You hear silence from a person and you turn it into a sentence against your own value. You replay old memories like evidence in a courtroom, and you forget that I already closed the case at the cross. You think harshness is humility, but it is not humility. It is agreement with the enemy's lies dressed up as being realistic. Hear me. Your words are not just sounds. They are seeds. They take root in the soil of your future and determine the harvest you will reap. When you say, "I am tired," you invite fatigue to settle into your bones as an identity instead of a season. When you say, "I am broke," you let lack become a name you wear, not a situation I can change. When you say, "Nothing ever works for me," you train your spirit to stop expecting my goodness. But when you align your speech with my truth, the atmosphere of your life begins to shift in ways you cannot yet see. It is time to speak life over your dry bones. It is time to stop cursing your own tomorrow with the language of your worst yesterday. You must understand this, my beloved, the enemy cannot always reach you through circumstances, so he reaches you through self-talk. He tries to make you your own accuser, your own punisher, your own prison guard. If he can get you to agree with a lie about yourself, he does not need chains, your tongue becomes the lock. That is why I am interrupting you here. I did not breathe life into you so that you could become your own worst critic. I formed you with intentionality, weaving every fiber of your being with a purpose that the world cannot understand. You are not a random collection of accidents. You are a carefully crafted vessel intended to house my very spirit. You are the home of God, and I take great pride in the dwelling place I have built within you. And let me make this real in daily life, because you know exactly where this battle happens. It happens when you open your phone and compare your life to someone else's highlight reel. It happens when you see your age, your timeline, your unfinished goals, and you call yourself behind. It happens when you look at your bank account and you begin to speak despair over your future. It happens when you remember a conversation and you start rewriting it with shame. It happens when you fail in the same area again and you say, God must be disappointed, as if my love is hanging by a thread. But my love is not fragile. My love is a foundation. And I am teaching you to build your identity on that foundation, not on feelings that rise and fall like weather. Listen closely, my beloved, for I am making a divine declaration over your life today that will manifest in your physical world, because you are choosing to honor me by finally honoring what I have made. I am setting a supernatural sign in your path as a confirmation. In the coming days, yes, even within the next 7 days, I will cause a moment of recognition to come to you in a way that arrests your attention. It may be through a stranger, a simple sentence, an unexpected kindness, or a word that lands too precisely to be random. They will see a light in you that you thought was extinguished. They will acknowledge a value in you that you have long overlooked or hidden away. This will be my way of whispering to you that I see you, and that you are indeed my masterpiece. No longer shall you say, I am not enough, for in me you are more than enough. You are a victor, not a victim. You are royalty, not a servant. The crown I have placed upon your head cannot be removed by the opinions of men or the mistakes of your past. You are being reconstructed from the inside out, your confidence being built on the rock of my eternal love. This is not just a feel-good message. It is a spiritual recalibration of your destiny. You were born for such a time as this, and you carry a glory that the world is desperate to see. Stay in this mode of receiving, for the blessings I am bringing to your doorstep are far greater than anything you have ever dared to imagine. My beloved, I am calling you to a state of high spiritual alertness, for the atmosphere around you is currently thick with my messengers. You have often asked for a sign, a confirmation that you are on the right path, or that I have heard your pleas. I tell you now, I have been answering you every single day, but my language is not always the language of men. I speak in the symphony of the mundane and the extraordinary. I speak through the repeating numbers that catch your eye on a clock, the 1111 that whispers of alignment at the 4/4 overalls. Forward, that reminds you of my protection, and the 7/707 that signals the perfection of my timing. I speak through the lyrics of a song that plays on the radio at the exact moment your heart begins to sink, and through the innocent, profound words of a child who looks at you and says exactly what your soul needed to hear. These are not coincidences. They are my fingerprints on the canvas of your reality. I am sending these messengers to tell you that the shift you have been praying for is no longer just a possibility, it is an unfolding certainty. You must sharpen your discernment, my child, for I often hide my greatest revelations in the most humble packages. Sometimes my messenger is a gentle breeze that cools your face, just as you are about to lose your temper, reminding you of my peace. Sometimes it is a stranger who offers a smile or a word of encouragement that feels like it was plucked directly from your private journals. I am orchestrating 1,000 small miracles around you to prepare your heart for the big one. Do not walk through your day with a closed heart or a distracted mind. Look for the patterns. Notice the synchronicities. When you see these signs, do not dismiss them as mere luck. Stop, breathe, and acknowledge me. Say in your heart, I see you, Father. This recognition creates a bridge between our worlds, allowing my favor to flow more freely into your circumstances. I am knocking on the door of your awareness. Will you be the one to open it and welcome the change I am bringing? This season of signs is a sacred invitation to go deeper into our connection. You are not being teased by random symbols. You are being trained. I am teaching you how to walk with me in the ordinary hours, not only in emergencies. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between anxiety-driven urgency and spirit-led guidance, between a distraction that drains you and a nudge that steadies you. When you begin to see the patterns, it is because your spirit is waking up and your inner hearing is sharpening. The world may call it coincidence. You will begin to recognize it as communion, my gentle way of saying I am near and I am involved. I have seen you searching for answers in all the wrong places, looking for validation from people who do not even know their own worth. But today, I am recalibrating your vision. I am opening your spiritual eyes to see the invisible workers I have stationed around you. There are angels assigned to your household protectors standing guard over your sleep and messengers carrying the blueprints of your breakthrough. You are about to experience a series of events that will seem uncanny to the natural mind, but will be perfectly logical to your spirit. Pay attention to the recurring thoughts that bring you peace and the sudden urges to go a different way or call a certain person. I am leading you by a way you have not known toward a destination that exceeds your wildest dreams. The silence is breaking and the heralds of your new season are already shouting your name. Now, my child, I want you to hold this divine awareness with maturity and with peace. Do not let the enemy tell you that you are imagining things, and do not let pride tell you that you control the outcome. Simply stay attentive, stay humble, and stay close. The signs are not meant to make you frantic. They are meant to make you faithful. They are not meant to distract you from me. They are meant to draw you deeper into me. Your eyes are opening, your spirit is tuning, and the miracle is at the door. Stay focused on me, for the transformation of your world is happening right before your eyes. My child, the greatest barrier between you and the ocean of my abundance is the small, persistent voice that whispers, I don't deserve this. I have seen you receive a blessing only to wait for the other shoe to drop, convinced that you are a fraud or that my goodness is a mistake. I saw you shrink in rooms where you were meant to lead, and I heard you apologize for simply existing. But I am here to break the curse of I am unworthy that has been wrapped around your soul like a heavy shroud. You were not created to live in the shadows of self-reproach. I am reaching into the depths of your heart to pull out the roots of that ancestral shame. You are not a mistake. You are not your father's failures or your mother's regrets. You are a royal child of the Most High, and your worth was settled the moment I spoke your name into existence. Today, I am resetting your spiritual frequency from striving to receiving. Because unworthiness is not just a feeling. My child, it is a lens. It makes you misread. My kindness as temporary misinterpret, my open doors as too good to be true, and mistrust my timing as if it were a trap. It is the reason you sabotage rest the moment it arrives. Why you overthink compliments, why you struggle to accept help without guilt, why you shrink back right at the threshold of answered prayer. It is the reason you keep your hands clenched when I am asking for open palms. The enemy does not need to steal from you loudly if he can convince you quietly that you are not allowed to receive. I am speaking specifically to the poverty of spirit and the lack in your storehouse that has kept you awake at night. I have seen the bills that seem like mountains and the loneliness that feels like a desert. But hear me now, I am the God of the overflow. I am breaking the cycle of just enough and the curse of never enough that has plagued your lineage. I am releasing a double portion for every trouble you have endured. Where there was rejection, there will be honor. Where there was debt, there will be surplus. Where there was a void in your heart, I am pouring in a love so profound it will spill over into everyone you meet. This is not a reward for your labor. It is the natural inheritance of a child who has finally decided to believe their father. I am opening the storehouses of heaven, and I am not looking for your credentials, I am looking for your empty hands. And this shift is happening right now in the very atmosphere you are breathing. You do not have to force it. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to rehearse a perfect prayer to qualify for it. Receiving is not passivity. Receiving is agreement. Receiving is the courage to believe that what I call gift is not suspicious, and what I call mercy is not fragile. Receiving is the humility to stop arguing with my love. So when the old voice rises and says, "Who do you think you are?" you will answer with heaven's truth, "I am His." When the old script whispers, "You will lose it," you will answer, "What He gives, He sustains." When fear tries to make you hide, you will remember, "I do not bless you to shame you. I bless you to restore you." Yielding to my love is the highest form of strength you can ever display. It is not a sign of weakness to say, "Father, I cannot do this alone." It is the key that unlocks the door to my supernatural intervention. I am not bringing you out of the fire yet because I am making you fireproof. I am teaching you how to walk through the flames without even the scent of smoke upon your clothes. The delays you have faced were not punishments. They were the divine shielding I placed around you while I strengthened your inner life to handle the weight of the coming glory. You are being trained to rule, not just to survive. Stand tall, my beloved. The chains of unworthiness have been shattered, and the door to your abundance is swinging wide. Step through it with the confidence of one who knows they are profoundly loved and perfectly provided for. My beloved child, we have reached a sacred threshold. You are not the same person who began this journey with me just moments ago. I have watched the scales fall from your eyes and the heaviness lift from your spirit as we have spoken heart to heart. The hidden season, that long, grueling period where you felt buried, overlooked, and forgotten, is officially coming to a close. You must understand that you were never being buried. You were being planted in the fertile soil of my purpose. And now the time has come for you to break through the surface and feel the warmth of the sun upon your face. You are emerging with a character that has been refined in the furnace of affliction, and a maturity that is now strong enough to carry the immense weight of the blessings I am about to release. Do not look back at the version of yourself that was defined by fear and lack. That person has been washed away by the tide of my grace. Today you step out as a living witness of my power. As you prepare to return to the world and face the challenges of your daily life, I am placing a divine seal upon your forehead and your heart. It is an invisible mark of my ownership that the entire spiritual realm recognizes instantly. When the shadows look at you, they will no longer see a victim they can devour. They will see the radiant light of the Most High reflecting off your soul, and they will be forced to flee. I am giving you a new authority in your words and a new unshakable peace in your presence. People will notice a profound difference in you. They will see a stillness in your eyes and a strength in your stride that was not there before. This is the seal of the chosen one. You are now a carrier of my presence, a mobile sanctuary of my love. Wherever your feet tread, my favor goes. Whomever you speak to, my wisdom will flow. You are no longer walking in your own strength. I am walking in you and through you. This is the moment to seal this prophecy into your life forever, ensuring that no thief can steal the seeds of hope that have been planted today. Do not let this word remain just a beautiful memory. Let it become the very foundation of your reality. I invite you one last time to signal your agreement with the heavens. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel to stay permanently anchored in this family of light. This is your final act of spiritual alignment for this message, a way to tell the universe that you belong to the kingdom. By joining us, you are making a commitment to keep your heart open to my continuous voice. And now, seal this entire encounter with your own declaration. Type Amen or "It is done" in the comments below to lock this blessing into your lineage and your future. When you type those words, you are saying a final yes to the restoration, the healing, and the abundance I have promised you. It is the signature of faith on the covenant we have made. Go now, my precious one, and walk in the fullness of the identity I have revealed to you. But remember, this is not the end of our dialogue. It is only the beginning of the greatest history you will ever live. I have so much more to tell you, so many more secrets of the kingdom to whisper into your soul, and so many more doors of opportunity to swing wide before you. I am still here in your very next breath, in the rhythm of your heartbeat, and in the quiet of your next morning. I am not finished with you yet, for my work in you is an eternal masterpiece that is still unfolding. Do you want to hear more? Do you want to continue this journey into the depths of my heart in our next meeting? I will be waiting for you in the stillness. Until then, live your best life. For I am alive, I am with you, and I have made everything beautiful in its time.